The 2025 NFL draft is in the books, and the Lions had a pretty solid draft, but there's one guy that they picked. We just don't get it. Let's talk about it. I'm Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about the one player that the Lions picked that we just don't get it. We don't see it. We don't understand it. First off, let's look at this draft. I think the Lions had a really solid draft. You look at Tyleik Williams, that's your nose tackle of the future, somebody who can come in and hold down that interior defensive line until Lee McNeil gets back. Tate Ratledge, automatic starter at right guard. That makes all the sense in the world. Isaac Tesla, wide receiver, ex-receiver. That's your number 3 guy. He'll probably overtake Tim Patrick this season. Miles Frazier can do anything. You know, that's a future starter right there on the offensive line. Dan Jackson, I think, is somebody who is a really underrated safety, can be a really great special teams player, but I think there's your safety 3 right there of the future. Ahmad Hassanin, I couldn't be more sold on a player for the Lions. Like, this guy just makes so much sense for them. I think he's going to be a starting edge rusher at some point. But then there's that 7th round pick, the 244th pick, Dominic Lovett. I don't get it. On paper, I sort of get it. Like, he's got 4.4 speed, super athletic. Like, that makes sense. You can understand why the Lions took him. High RAS score, like I said, 4.4 speed. But when you watch the tape, none of that shows. He's not a breakaway player. He's not going to take the top off. He caught 5 passes of 20 plus yards last year. It wasn't anything outrageous. He's not stretching the field like you might think he would. He's not a yards after the catch guy. He is very good at getting open and making the catch, but he doesn't do anything with the ball after that. I mean, all the film that we watched of him, you kept waiting to see maybe that like Isaiah Williams thing that they had. That guy could just maneuver out of anything, good yards after catch, Golden Tate-like player. You think, well, maybe that's what he's going to be, but he doesn't show that. Then you think, okay, well, maybe he's a good blocking receiver. Lions care a lot about blocking. We know that from their receivers. They want that no block, no rock mentality. But he doesn't really show that either. He struggles with blocking. He's not that good. But, he does have a bit of a drop problem. 5 drops last year, 4 the year before. So he doesn't block that well. He doesn't take the top off. He doesn't really get yards after the catch. He has a drop problem. What is he good at? That's the problem. That's where everything lies. And the only thing that we could really find was that, hey, he's a pretty good gunner. And that's, the interesting thing is, like, the Lions already have a gunner in Khalil Dorsey. And we know that he's coming off a leg injury, and we don't know if he's going to be ready to go 100% by the time the season starts. But I don't know. It's just the feeling to draft someone to be a gunner. It just, you hope that he could be a gunner plus do some other stuff. And like I said, he's pretty good at getting open. If you watch the film, you see that he can get open, but he doesn't really do anything after the catch. He'll get the catch, he'll get tackled, and that's about it. I guess the future is for him that you would hope that he would have is very similar to Khalif Raymond, where he could be a return man, he could be a gunner, he could also be somebody who can come in and catch balls out of the flat and do stuff with him, be a yards after the catch type player. But right now it's really hard to look at Lovett and then look at Jackson Meeks, the undrafted free agent that the Lions got, and think that Lovett makes it over Meeks. We'll see what happens. Maybe Lovett's more of a practice squad guy this year, but I just don't get it. And I'm waiting to get it. I'm hoping this summer we will get it. We'll understand. And hopefully there's a moment during training camp where you go, oh, okay, I get it now.